We gotta go all the way back.
You can't handle the truth.
Oh, hi, everybody. I'm Jim Price, the Jim Price Show Daily Update. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Oh, the date is today. That's today's date. You know what? That ought to be the answer, isn't it? Today's date is August 17th. It's a Monday, 2026. But guys, thank you so much for being a part of the show. It's a great day to see you. I did take my my nicotine gum before I started, so my voice was all tuned up. Perfect pitch right there. I'm telling you what. That's what God's instrument sounds like. Anyway, good to see you, Brenda. Thank you so much for being here. So today, let's start out today's date. All right, let's start out today. I started today's show calling it Fang. And this is kind of a problem for me in a lot of ways because I felt like I was on to something. I was going to find the gold. I don't know what that voice was or what that reference was to, but I will tell you that this Swalwell guy, Eric Swalwell, Mr. Swalwell, who was a House rep, now he's like a senator or something or whatever it is, he turned state's evidence. Now, I don't know if you understand the whole Swalwell Fang thing. Fang, dang, bang. Okay. My problem is that Eric Swalwell was, and God bless you, brother. I mean, congratulations. She wasn't ugly. I mean, I get it, bud. I understand. Happened to be a little congressman on the loose just before or after he got married. I think it was before he got married. And, or during he got married or after he got married. I don't know. He's since gotten married. I don't know. Anyway. All right. No, or was it Adam Schiff that got married? I thought he was gay. Wasn't it? Okay, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I thought Adam Schiff was gay. I thought he was a boyfriend thing. Anyway. So, my problem with it is that Eric Swalwell was completely compromised. And not completely compromised in like, oh, man, this chick knew my PIN number, my ATM card, and I took my last $12. No, she has my password to my Facebook. She got on my messenger. No. He was compromised from China. Like, China had gone in and started manipulating him. And somewhere along the line, he decided to get a conscience. And I'm using big, broad strokes, so I have no idea what I'm talking about here. This is all completely made up. But it's not, actually. I'm going to read the article here in a second. But I'm just kind of giving you the rough timeline of things. So he goes and he has a whole affair with this chick. He's doing whatever. She's doing whatever. Everybody's having a good time. He takes his lawyer into a private meeting with the FBI. Now, the reason this is actually being talked about here is because there's 107 odd pages of a spy dossier that was created on Swalwell. Dossier? Does this sound like a word we ought to use again? Are we going to go back to dossier? Prid pro quo? We're going to do this again? Oh, God, I hated those years. I really did, guys. It was just, I haven't seen dossier since then, and I don't know if I had seen the word before then. But the word dossier and prid pro quo and all that. Anyway. Well, let's see here what we got to say. Newly declassified documents. Oh, let me get to the timeline. So anyway, Swalwell goes in the FBI with his lawyer and goes, la, 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 la. He sings like a canary. Tweet, tweet, tweet. And he's just putting it out there, right? So I'm going like, Okay, so somewhere along the line, you felt like you could then become a state's witness or a confident informant or work for the good guys. The Cool Kids Club, similar to the no-knock raid on my house, the Cool Kids Club, right? Now, I'm not in it. Probably don't want to. But Swalwell was willing to bend the knee, get the black eye, do the whatever, get the little viril in his eye there where it takes over his brain, his cortex. No, cerebral cortex, not that. Maybe it's just maybe he just was a cheap piece of crap who would sell himself out for a few silver pieces, right? That's good? We're going to go with that story? All right. Well, Swalwell has always been a soft and feckless man, has not been a leader. He's always been a little crier. Little sitting on the line, crying, whining to his mommy because he ain't getting playtime. Anyway, the exact same month that Swalwell went in, listen to this very pointed detail, and we'll fill all this in with an article later. I don't know if they're going to even, I haven't read this article yet, but we'll find out if it has it in there. But anyway, the very same month that Swalwell took and went with his lawyer, and this is all in the dossier or in the jacket he had. That was the exact same month that all of a sudden Swalwell started going, "You're the Russian asset. You're the one with the naked pictures. You've been peed on by Russian prostitutes." The very thing that he had happened to himself. And so here's the problem. The truth is always in the accusation, usually, and especially when it comes to big things. A lot of times when people are asking questions or like, hey, what did you do there? What is this? But when it's grandstanding, when you see the grandstanding ones that they're out there on that, you're the one who was peed on by the Russian prostitutes. Trade out Russian for Chinese, and now you got Swalwell story, right? So this is the problem with all these folks out there is they don't realize that they tell on themselves and how they really do. When you point one finger this direction, you're pointing a bunch of them back this direction, right? Sad part of it is that old Mr. Swalwell is that kind of a dirtbag kind of guy, but, you know, gotta love it. So anyway, we know that all began the first term of Trump. That was all dogpiled on by Nancy Pelosi, who then immediately put him on the Armed Services Committee or something like that or whatever, some committee. I think it might be in here. Anyway, when they did that, they couldn't prosecute him because he had national security risks involved with him. I'm using my air quote thingy a lot right now. So Mr. Swalwell, getting him some. Congratulations. High five, bro. Do you, boo. I don't care, right? I don't have a problem with that. One of the reasons they did not come after him was two things. One is it was a national security problem. That's in the notes to prosecute him. And then he turned against Trump. So the point of it is, guys, is I just really want you guys to see when these people come out of nowhere and they really put themselves in that limelight of the front of the camera, you really want to pay attention to why that they want to kill a president, right? Madonna? Isn't Madonna the one that I never thought of blowing up the White House? She looks like an alien. What's the V jaw thing? The viril? Am I missing the alien insurrection? Are we going to be attacked by praying mantis people or something? Or what is the alien thing going to do? Are we going to know what they're going to look? Because Madonna looks like one. I'm not trying to be mean to her. She just doesn't look good. I'm not trying to be a girl about it either, but gee, when Christmas as a dude, you're like, I remember back in the 80s, I was like, she's a 5'6", and she's got money. So, and I never thought of anything more than that. I didn't think she was hot, ever. Ever. I'd have taken Cyndi Lauper over her 10 times over. No way. I thought Madonna was a dog. I thought she was street trash. Sorry, guys. But I don't know what she's done to herself lately. But anyway, I don't know. We've got a lot of loose pieces, and there's been a lot of declassifications coming out, if you noticed. And remember, Pam Bondi and some others were thrown under the bus about declassifications and what was released. And by the way, it has been a full year since the Epstein file has been released. Have any of you guys gotten in there and gotten your civil cases going or class action lawsuits or bringing down the authority? Have anybody out there? Nothing. Guys, I want to say something about the Epstein Island thing and the Jeffy thing, and I want to say this, and there are times in humanity when justice causes pain or more hurt. Not the saying that these girls don't need justice, that these kids don't need to be found, that we don't need to know. But I do wonder sometimes if the idea of how hard I was trying to put that up there. Anyway, how hard we push because we think we want to know everything, because we think we want to hear the gruesome details, because we think that we're big enough and brave enough and strong enough to go ahead and hear all those details and hear what really does go on behind the velvet ropes, behind the heavy velvet curtains. I mean, we always say that we want to know, right? We always want to say, well, yeah, we want to see it. We want to know. But you guys don't even want to know about your own food. You guys don't even want to know why your weather is what it is. You guys don't want to know why your own medicine makes you more sick. You don't want to know what frequency is. You don't want to know what selenium does to the body and allows you to actually be radiation proof. I mean, you mean like EMFs? You mean like radiation, like from my phone and the radios all around me and all that, Jimmy? Yeah. But we don't even take selenium, which is what a high selenium diet in Japan saved most of the Japanese people from radiation that they had. Remember the leak? But Lugol's iodine does the same thing. Potassium iodine, and selenium are two radiation protections for the body. Do you do either of those to make sure that you're not being affected by EMF? Are you making sure to take your THC gummies when you sleep at night so that you can not be influenced, according even to the Jeffy files, that THC in the system does not allow you to be suggestible? Does not allow you to be suggestible? Are you even doing that? Are you taking a simple THC gummy at night, go to sleep, and you're not affected by it? You're not going to die. But are you doing that to protect yourself from media influence or other types of influences? Are you doing that? No. Are you doing selenium? No. Are you doing iodine? No. Guys, when we talk about what we are going through and what we are getting ready to see and the things that we do see, do you really honestly think that you understand this world enough and have the capability and mind complex to say that I can understand what's getting ready to come at me? I'm okay with it. These are the same people who will sit at a red light for 10 minutes with no traffic in any direction and sit there because, by God, that light's red. They're so obedient. They're so programmed. They're so built into their little routines of this is how I always do it and this is what I always do. But are you sure that you could handle the true Jeffy files? Are you sure you could handle the true reality of why people suicide or overdose or step off the world stage suddenly? Prince, Michael Jackson. Now, guys, we've got a lot of stuff going on in the world around us, but when we hear things that we think we understand and we think we can handle, do you actually have that? Because right now, I know people that aren't willing to admit that they have parasites. I can see the load in their jaw. I'm still dealing with parasites up in my upper jaws. I know that. I know I'm still dealing with it. They don't go away overnight because I did one treatment. It's years. It took decades to get here. 55 years. I got to work on getting all that out, plus whatever's coming at me. But yet you want to know all the details. You want to see Hillary Clinton twitch and hang like this from a rope as her feet twitch around and she swiggles around and swivels like this. You want to see that. Are you sure you want that reality? Because you don't even face the reality of your own body, mind, spirit, your emotional state. You don't manage your own self, but yet you think you're going to take on the alien idea? You're okay with the Greys or the praying mantis or whatever the lizard people are going to be? But let's get back to Fang and old Eric Swalwell, whether he took the pill, whether he did the deal, whether he went to the other side, whether he took the virile bug and put it in his cortex. I don't know. But everything that came out of that man's mouth was absolutely 100% bullshit. That's it. It was all acting. All the bravado with the Supreme Court nominees. All the stares out there on the Capitol steps giving the wagging finger. Talking about the pedo in chief. Right? Isn't that what we're innuendoing all the time, Eric? Aren't we always kind of putting that little spin on things? Why he's protecting people? Why are you protecting people, Eric? Why did you get protection as well? Why were you carrying around immunity? Are we going to find out that Adam Schiff took the Swalwell deal as well? Swalwell went over and said, "Hey, man, if you take the deal, man, you don't have to do all that, man. Go for it, Eric." Or, I mean, Adam? This guy's got fake. Look at his weak names anyway. All right, so Swalwell, all the things that he did, all those years, even in this year, I think he's piped off something in the beginning of this year, which is really kind of rare for him lately. But man, wasn't he a live wire through the impeachment and the election? And boy, he was out there. Remember how good he was? Guys, are we sure that when they tell us that it's all a movie, that you're actually taking into consideration that there might be peoples that are playing stupid because they have to? Or they're doing the extra bravado of things, or they're doing this, or they're doing that. Or are we just using the MK Ultra on them to then manipulate them to do the things that we want them to do so they look like the ass now? Hey, both sides work it, man. MK Ultra doesn't go one way. See, this is where I think that the politics that we talk about, I think we really should pull this back in this way. We could talk about the quick highlights of the day. Oh, yeah, the kid that saved that kid, 16-year-old boy, young man, went to the White House to meet the president for saving a young man while on duty. Just that prior that day had saved another person, so 2 saves in one day by that young man. That's the kind of news we're going to do. And back to you, Roger. Those are fun. I enjoy that story, but I want to talk about the backsides of these things and all this behavior. So as I tell you about the Swalwell behavior and all the past of this, as you see other people acting similarly, you're going to then say, "Oh, I see you. You're a liar. You're acting. Did you take the deal?" Do you see where that works? Do you see how that math just you get to have the experience of seeing the ahas in live, right, as they're happening. Now, I railed against this guy and his little stories and his little variations. I just like, or derivations, I guess that would be the word. So I saw this guy. I'm like, why is this guy like, he's always all over the place. This guy is so full of it. Why isn't anybody going after this guy? This is so stupid. And now we know. Why is nobody going after him? Why can't he just sit out there and run his ass all the time and not get in trouble? Because he made a deal. He made a deal with the government that was trying to take Trump out. You guys, and by the way, I wish that there was a way to talk to some people about the very control that they think that Trump is trying to take, and yet he's trying to break away so much of it. And I gotta listen, not perfect. He ain't doing it the Jim Price way. He ain't doing it the way Jim Price wants it, so I'm mad, right? I'm big mad. But guys, at least it's far better than what we did 4 years ago and what we were doing for 8 years prior to Trump getting there. You guys not remember the division that was created by the Muslim who was occupying the White House? Remember, we're allowed to use that word now. Oh, we don't like the guy. We call him an occupier-in-chief. We all just act like a bunch of children, but the problem is do we actually take into consideration what we have actually lived through and stop giving credit to somebody who never did anything they said they were going to do? Why can't we call Obama for what he was? The beige guy who got in there and screwed us all because he let the Trojans in. He let all the fraud come in. And guys, all of the USAID money, that shit went on fire under his presidency, okay? So don't go after me. Go look it up yourself. I wish it was not this way. I really do, guys. I want to. Listen to me. I am telling you with all my heart, I would love to find where he actually pulled it off. Where he was doing things, not Obamacare, not the student loan shit that he did, not all the Muslim Brotherhood in the White House. I mean, actually pulled off something. He, not taking credit for it, not getting involved at the end where it was going to be successful, not getting his name on it there because they wanted to give him credit. No. I just get so wound up about the stupidity in which we all live in there. Oh, Luther Bradley's here. What's up, Luther? Kevin Stevens is here. Good to see you, Kevy. Mindy East, good to see you, dear. Haven't seen you in a while. Missed the pickleball. I was previously... Okay, so anyway. Newly declassified documents reveal salacious detail about former Democrat Congressman Eric Swalwell's relationship with Chinese spy, honeypot, Fang. What? And woohoo, yeah. Fang. Oh, anyway. It was previously reported that the intel community had a classified report detailing Democrat Representative Eric Swalwell's intimate relationship with Fang. According to Axios, Fang was a bundler. Ooh, bundler. Like she likes to tie him up or something, like puts him in the mailbox. I don't know. Maybe it's this thing. For Eric Swalwell and other Democrat candidates, but it was also reported the Chinese spy had an intimate relationship with Swalwell.
Let me translate that for you here, just a second here. She was sleeping with everybody.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. Can we just start reading these? Can I do this more often? Because this is actually what this article is saying. Eric Swalwell and other Democrats have been sleeping with her, and he's the only one that admitted to an intimate relationship. Basically, I don't know. They already knew what was going on. A Capitol source previously confirmed that the Federalist, that the Swalwell had sex. I guess there was a video. I don't know. Despite the Chinese spy scandal, Swalwell remained in let me try again. Swalwell remained on the House Intelligence Committee. That's what it was, a House Intelligence Committee. Thanks to Pelosi, and had access to some of the nation's most highly classified information. Just like the 5-story building that's going beneath the White House. By the way, remember, D.C. is a swamp. That would mean that the substrate is so unstable and so water saturated you couldn't dig down into it without water problems. Or is it? Huh. Anyway, by the way, let me talk about that for a second. Okay, so Monday released. Okay, so and across the nation's highly most classified information on Monday, Just the News released newly declassified memos from Swalwell's relationship with Fang. John Solomon's in charge of the White House Government Transparency Task Force. Okay. Real quick, I'm going to talk about that building for just a second. I want to derail this conversation about Fang. I know we've all been excited to hear this. We're all happy for Swalwell and a sex life. And, the idea that we were just getting screwed over in the whole idea. So, hey, just you go with what you know, bro. Go with what you know. It's good stuff. So, anyway, the building that's being built next to the White House, I don't know the full functions of the building. I don't know all the securities of the building, but I do know the references that Trump has given to the building. that would have been a project that I would have designed, built, and trained the military how to use that building, meaning that there's a lot of functions in the building that have to do with things. Ground penetrating radar, things of this nature, lots of different stuff. He also talked about a drone launching station, also being armed, that the building itself is a shelter-in-place building, that it gives military access and more capabilities than they've had because of the White House location in D.C. Now, I will tell you that when Trump's talking about, he says there's 5 stories, I will tell you that that's not the accurate number. That's what they're willing to declassify, or what they're willing to forward face to the public. That means that that's already been seen or done or understood. But I will tell you right now, guys, there's more under DC than we want to talk about. And yes, it can be used good, bad, or different. It doesn't matter, right? It's just it's just what we know. But when we talk about a building that's being built anywhere to 70 to 100 feet below the ground, I know that the train stations are over 100 feet below the ground. So when we talk about what's below DC, I don't even think we understand when people talk about the trains and other things like that, what we're talking about in depth of DC. Again, this is where we all think we understand, oh, we saw a paved road, that's the road, and there's just dirt underneath, there's nothing there. Well, anyway, I really, there was some questioning going on during the young man's visit to Trump's office today. And as Trump was sitting there in the office and they were talking with this young man by the fireplace, which really a cool little moment. This kid is like, he looks like he's got the blonde curly hair here, but it's so dark because it's been bleached out from the sun. And he's just got that look, he's just a kid. That guy is, he's gonna be all right. Very GQ looking. I call GQ, Gentleman's Quarterly. That's what we used to reference in the 80s to be a GQ guy. Had fancy clothes, good tie, nice shoes. Anyway, good looking kid. During that question and answer of that time, one of the reporters went back and started pressing Trump on this whole ballroom thing again. And all Trump did, listen guys, he did not listen to the words I'm coming out. The construction was going to happen to the east wing, or west wing, or south wing, or deer wing, wherever the wife's office was, where nobody really wanted to go anywhere. I guess it was not a good condition. There was small rooms. I'm telling you right now that the size of that building, the amount of money that's going in the infrastructure below the city going down there, and I did go over near it. That's been going on for probably 3 years, 5 years. It was probably being designed when Trump was in office and he knew all about it. All it was is he just said, hey, I want a ballroom on top of that. So when you guys go to tear that down, I'm going to go ahead and pay for this little cap on top instead of just making that a parking lot like you did underneath the helicopter pad. Do you guys remember the infrastructure under the helicopter pad? Do you guys remember the infrastructure under the South Lawn? Do you remember that? Do you not remember that under the whole, remember that when they were told the whole thing apart? They had huge tents and everything over that whole infrastructure underneath the White House. You don't remember that part? Guys, this is a project that was 3 to 5 years old. I guarantee you if I go pull a FOIA request on the architectural design dates on that project, which I could probably get that without any problems because that's probably public information, but he got pissed. And why do I know so much about this project? I could read between the lines faster because he had to say, well, we were getting sued by this little group who decided to go ahead and make us publish the designs of the infrastructure underneath here. So that's why that part is forward facing now. We do know that this building is being built underneath there. We don't know everything. We know what we can. But guys, nobody got upset when they tore apart for the helipad, did they? Nobody got upset when they tore apart the South Lawn where the Rose Garden and all that is, or where all the different area locations. They did huge underground renovations. Do you guys not remember that? The flooding of the tunnels. Everybody was all excited about the sewers all overflowing in D.C. Remember that? The whole, where's all this water coming from? But see, I'm telling you right now that the whole building that they did underneath that it's been going on for probably 3 to 5 years at minimum. And like I said, it was probably being designed and talked about to Trump when he was in office the first time. So again, let's just all get past all this ballroom crap. But anyway, some reporter had to go up there. Like, what are you doing? And it's like, God dang, guys, we donated all the money on the top part. You guys are just going to grass it over. We just decided to go ahead and put a building that we can use up there. You're going to tear it down anyway. And that was the other thing. Trump took on the chin for being torn down. But the problem was it was being torn down because of the building being put underneath it, you dummies. Why can't we tell this story the straight way? Why is it got to be so sloppy and messy? And I got to work overtime to get it back to straight. It ain't my damn job. Golly. Are you hearing about the Clancy case? Clancy. What am I missing there? All right, let me continue on this article so I can get out of it, but give me the notes on the Clancy thing, Courtney. One night, Fang came over late in the evening and started banging on Swalwell's door. Swalwell's, redacted, let her in. She and Swalwell hooked up. Fang left after a couple hours. Swalwell barely remembers the event because he had taken Ambien prior to Fang arriving. Swalwell takes Ambien to help him sleep, the memo states. Hey guys, do you know what Ambien can do for you? Can turn you into a truth machine. If someone were to wake you up or get you involved, like right before you're trying to go into Ambien or as you go into Ambien, there's a lot of people that have talked about how they've broken up marriages, lost jobs, lost careers because of Ambien and the truth-telling portion of it. And he takes it regularly because he needs to sleep. Switch to weed, buddy. I mean, I don't know. Jeez, god dang, guys. See, these are the excuses they use, and that way they'll say, well, I was under this prescription medication. I wasn't myself. I can't take responsibility for my own actions, so I had to turn state's evidence because, that's just, I'm sorry, that's what I had to do. Trump's Russian and Russian gate. Do you hear all this? This is what we paid for, guys. This is what we're government. And by the way, isn't this shit that happens in like junior high and high school where you're neener and you're snitching out your friend or whatever, or you're trying to get the jock and the high school football quarterback, you're trying to get the girl away from him, are you trying to get attention away? What are you doing? Oh wait, getting away from your attention to Trump attention because you're trying to save your ass. And you're saying that just because you hooked up the one time with Fang was enough to compromise you with the FBI? Are you sure it was the one time, Eric? Eric, are you sure? Oh, buddy. Earlier this year, Eric Swalwell panicked as Kash Patel pushed to release salacious files related to his relationship with Chinese spy Fang. At that time, Swalwell was running for governor of California. Remember that? And he's like, you can't do that, man. I'm trying to run for California governor. And then he quit. Well, anyway. And that was when wasn't that when he had this buddy or whatever pull back his money or something? Or what was that? Who was that? Who was that had that happen to him? I don't know. Anyway, so it was one of them. Was it him? Eric Swalwell panics when I asked about the Chinese spy Fang, whether that's bigger national security threat than Elon Musk. I sat next to drunk Swalwell at dinner for 90 minutes. He was immediately compromised by a group of, oh my gosh, what was this? Let's hear the rest of it. Are these people just this, are we just sold out? I mean, our own government just can't even keep their... I don't care if you're having sex, just don't tell her. What secrets could Swalwell really? I don't know. He's a tool. I sat next to Swalwell. Okay, so let's see. He was compromised by a group of lobbyists he just met, spilling intimate details about his job and asking for help cheating on his wife. Massive national security threat. This guy should have his clearances revoked. Swalwell spent his dinner bragging about orgies at Capitol Hill, telling them he's bored with his wife and only... All right. So, worse, he spoke about abusing his power on House Intel Committee, which he has since been booted off. Says he pushed to subpoena Ivanka Trump. Jesus. Wow. Okay. So again, this is where, remember that I talked about Fauci, how it was, I told you there's people who have leadership skills, and then when they're thrown into leadership or they're thrown into popularity, that they just crumble and they're just not a good person? Ta-da! Like, this is like, I'm going to subpoena Ivanka Trump. Like, why? What do you get? I mean, and again, this is where we talk about the abuse of government, abuse of power. We don't have that balance. The people are not in charge. And this is the stuff you're not in charge of. This is your money. This guy eats on your credit card. He's got a government credit card. He's got a staff. He's got expenditures. He's got the whole thing going. Don't believe it. He's getting Israel money, the whole thing. Come on. Don't forget to share. Oh, yeah. Like, share, and comment, guys, as often as possible. And, hey, guys, get a chance to go over and look at the JimPriceShow.com website. I did have that rebuilt recently. I just had to do a few touch-ups. There's a donation section there where you can donate reoccurring. That way you can set it on $100 a month, and it just goes out to me, and we can get to pay the bills here and do those kind of things regularly. Maybe even get them on auto pay. That'd be cool. Remember, the show is ran on donations. It's how we do it here. I do get some things from different things that you buy, like My Pillow, promo code PRICE. C60.com is promo code PRICE. Snoot spray.com, that is promo code PRICE. These are all the different ones that I have. Also, if you go to freshmouth.com, also PRICE as well. If you go over there and get your deodorant, your toothpaste, your mouth rinse, and different things like that. Guys, the places I have on here are things that I am willing to say that I can stand behind. Products I have had to walk away from are no longer a part of the show. And we're also doing some new designs on T-shirts, hats, and other things like that. So go look at the merchandise. I don't have on a shirt today. This is Baseline Brewery in Tennessee. I'm not sure if they're even there anymore, but I won this T-shirt in a beer holding contest. I took third. So, and the two guys that won against me were twice my size. So I was like, I was just tired. I don't know if I could have gone anymore, but I don't know what the differential between a T-shirt and what they were going to win, but I did win this. This is a prize here. I won this holding a beer, one of those big pitchers of beer. Anyway, in Nashville, Tennessee, I had gone over to the Parthenon and had stopped by this place. I think the people I was with knew the owner or something like that. But anyway, we got to hold a beer out there and took third. So yeah, let's see. We get so as you go through this stuff, I'm wanting to, guys, listen. These people are doing this on your money. They're getting Swalwell. Let's say Swalwell resigns today. I'm out of here. I'm done. I don't like it. I don't want to play house somewhere. He's got a full retirement. But see, listen, guys. These guys have full retirement and still won't quit. What does that tell you? That the money really doesn't become a factor anymore. It's about the title. Senator, representative, senator, congressman, congresswoman, ma'am, sir, judge, officer. Oh, you're a police officer. Oh, thank you for, you're a fireman. Oh, my God. Thank you, Lord. I do believe that some of the things that we represent as the value in some of the things that we have in society are kind of backwards. Because the value of what we put on so much has to be reevaluated. Because I don't think the value of a Prada purse is the same as what I would say that I could look on and find a guy or a girl in Texas or Colorado or something who is doing Naugahyde purses, and I could actually have them make a handmade purse exactly the way I'd want it made, so that when I gave it or had it or used it, I knew that it was built in a way that it will last forever and there's no plastic junk or plated crap in it, which is what Prada does. Oh, no, they use the bestest ever, do they? I mean, I used to think Dooney Burke purses were pretty great. You know, like, oh, boy, I'd love to buy that. Boy, that'd be good to give us gifts, got daughters and all that. Here you go. But see, the value in what I think of things now, is my, you guys want to see it behind the scenes? This is it behind the scenes. This is my pillow slippers. I wear these when I am on the show. This is one of the things I wear on the show. but I wear my MyPillow slippers. Why? Because I think Mike Lindell is a pretty nice guy. Is he a little crazy? Maybe his head's full of holes or something? Probably. Do I think he's a good guy doing the good thing and put his life out there because he believes in this country and he believes in the honesty of it? Yeah. Because he's seen death and he's been to death's door, and sometimes you value life differently than those that haven't ever been challenged in life. But when you value that person who makes that purse for you, or I got a guy that that I know now that is really good with making knives and all this stuff, and I had him make a steak knife and a cutting knife, and then one of those little little auger, those little rink, I don't know what you call them. It's got a handle like this, and the blade's curved so you can like chop on. I don't know. I thought it was cool. But he makes them handmade, and it takes months to get it from him. It's not down here at Dillon's or over here at the Bed Bath & Beyond or what. No, we don't have that anymore. What we got? Oh, Pottery Barn or Restoration Hardware. No, there's some guy. I met him at a craft show or whatever it is, and got his card, and he made a knife. And it's been and the thing is that's a value to that guy, right? So we got to change the value in what we see in things. But here's the problem is, guys, is that we have people out there that are not letting go of the value of their power, and you're not calling them out for it, and they're using your money to wield their power, and they're running around swiping the credit card on your ass. Anyway, let's get back to it here. The next governor of Minnesota, the Honorable Mike Lindell, says Dave Glevin. Absolutely. Hey, who we got here? Kerry Heiserman, what's up, man? What? Good to see you, Kerry. Appreciate you being here, partner. Okay, so this guy must be removed from the Homeland Security Committee. He cannot keep his freaking mouth shut. After I began questioning him, Swalwell jumped back into the group of lobbyists to hide from me. When I pressed on, the dude looked absolutely terrified and 100% guilty. He knows he's been caught. More to come. I have about an hour and a half of audio to go through. And this is from Nick Sorter. Guys, there's a lot of this coming out, a lot of this declassification. And I don't know if we all thought that the people who were doing it were just going to come out like a Perry Mason movie at the end and say, I stabbed him, I was the shooter, I put the pill in his drink, I killed him. I don't know if we all thought it was going to be like that, or maybe thought it was going to be the Scooby-Doo. We'd wrap it up in an hour, and the first month of Trump's presidency, we'd be like, okay, we're all done. Now we just got 3 years of just bliss. I don't know what our expectations of reality were, but I do see where these declassifications are coming out, and they do mean something, and they do have teeth to them. Ugh, share. By the way, guys, I don't know if you guys have anybody that you know that needs T-shirts or printing, screen printing, embroidery, things like that. If you guys have that, please get a hold of me. Pam Tucker does my stuff for me. She does my printing. Amazing, amazing woman. Trennis Evans and others have been using her as well because she's just good. She is loyal. She works her ass off. She'll get it done. There's times that she says, I don't think I can. And all of a sudden, she's like, come get them. I have them already. I'm like, wow. She just steps up every time. So if you guys are looking for a printer, if you guys got a baseball team, soccer team, or if you guys want hats made for yourself, or just if you want the Jim Price Show merchandise, you're going to be handling a product that was put together by a Native American woman who lives here in Wichita, Kansas. Her name is Pam Tucker. And love her to death. I don't get to see her much anymore because I used to get merchandise from her a lot when I was heading out of town, and just haven't sold that much out of town stuff. So anyway, miss seeing her. Great person. If you guys are wanting any screen printing, shirts and stuff like that, she does all my stuff. I was trying to see if I had an example of. She did the posters. Where my she did my posters. For my poem. So if you guys go on there, you can see my poem posters on there. She helped me with that as well. So she's really good at what she does. 444. Oh, I missed the 444, Brenda. Thank you for that, though. Appreciate it. Anyway, getting back to Swalwell. Guys, I think there's going to be a lot of things coming out of this these next few months, and I want to point out something here for you. And listen to me. I want this to be. I want you to think about this very clearly. 2016 going into 2018. Do you guys remember that? Do you remember 2018 at all? You guys were. Trump was still new, but this is the time when we had the bombs. Remember the guy in Florida who supposedly sent the pipe bombs everywhere, who had all the Trump stickers all over his Dodge van, his conversion van with the windows and all that, and had Trump stickers, and there's a FBI agent holding the tarp and holding the head rack of the tow truck. He's on a tow truck on a freeway holding the tarp down on a van to try to keep it from being seen. They could have very easily strapped all that down. They could have done all that. You couldn't have seen any of that. They could have put that in a box truck. There's a lot of things they could have done differently there, guys. A lot of things. But remember, that's the bomber. Remember, Nancy Pelosi got a bomb. George Soros got a bomb. I think even Hillary got a bomb at her house in the Hamptons or some shit. A house that she doesn't go to. By the way, we found out she had another vacation home. Who knew? Horrible government business to have all these vacation homes. By the way, you could say you have a home. Let's say, hi, I have a home in the Hamptons. Okay, let's say I was gifted a $5 million home in the Hamptons. Okay, oh, Jim Price, you now have this. Shit! I have utilities, lawn maintenance, snow removal, taxes, insurance. So my problem is that we all think about how these people are like, oh, well, they have that $3 million place in Malibu, and they got the place in the Hamptons, they got a place in Florida, they got a place in Vienna. I'm like, yeah, but who's paying the monthlies? Who's writing the utility bills? I mean, if you got a $5 million house, what's the electric on that a month? $5,000? I'm not being weird here. They usually have really nice systems in there. They usually have really nice high-end heating and cooling and all that, and a heated pool, the whole thing. So don't get mad at me for thinking it could be $5,000 a month to run a joint like that. I don't know what the electric bills are in the Hamptons. But you guys ever think about that extended part of it? We always think about, if I was a millionaire, I'd buy a big old house on the lake. You know, I'd be $20 million. I'd spend every dime I have on that house. Yeah, you would. Then you have to immediately sell it because you can't afford anything, right? So by the way, I know what I try to do around here, and I can, if you think about a house that's 5 times bigger, geez. 5 times more faucets, 5 times more carpet, 5 times more roof, 5 times more painting on the outside. Anyway. So just think about these gifts and these things that these people walk around when everybody's sitting here talking about, this is like a this and that. And it's like, come on, guys. There's more to this than just the initial gift of things. Hayden Pateri, she has died of an overdose in the presence of her boyfriend. She was an actress who 3 months ago or so talked about how she wasn't willing to or didn't want to do the casting couch or wasn't willing to or did or didn't. I'm not getting in the details of it, but she has passed just as recent. Now, if you do see the pattern when people start coming out against, the establishment, they get taken out. Hi, everybody. I'm Jim. This is part of the problem is that whenever you're a threat to them, they're going to do what they can. Now, they went pretty far. I found out about a lot of their plans. I found out about the suicidal things they were going to try to peg on me, try to make me a weirdo and stuff. There was a lot of stuff that was planned. And it's kind of crazy that when we hear things like this, we don't think, that poor girl shouldn't have been doing drugs. Now, guys, I will tell you, if she's someone who's experienced with doing drugs, and then she's a fairly responsible person. She seemed to be. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that whole thing. But it's just a really lazy story to say it was an overdose. Just like Marilyn Monroe, 36, overdose. This chick, 36. I don't know. I don't know if it gets to a point where they can't control them anymore because of hormone changes or how the imbalance works or how MK Ultra wears off. I don't know. But there's a lot of stuff that seems to be looping back over and over again about these deaths of these young people, these actors, the singers, the different people that come up into fame and then come out. I mean, even within the truther movement, we've had people that come along and then all of a sudden they become very ill and sick and then die overnight. This is a battle, folks. It's not just a movie. The battle is you. Dave says George Soros got a bomb. Yeah, he got a pipe bomb back in 2018. So remember, that was the hysteria that we were all going through at that time. And so the hysteria is that, the Democrats, this and that, and the money. But see, if you remember, like the Democrats had like twice as much money as the Republicans did for running for office. Do you remember that? There was a huge imbalance. And everybody's like, well, there's always a huge switch in the House and the Senate every time the incumbent president goes into midterms. And then we all just accepted all these huge swings that immediately put us into what? Ukraine, quid pro quo, impeachment 1, impeachment 2, right? So, guys, this is where I don't see that this time. See, I was telling you all that, getting you all burred up about it, but the point of it is that I'm telling you that right now we're not seeing that same type of bravado. I'm not seeing the Democrat commercials and the signs and the... Guys, we had AOC out there beating the pulpit. She was getting it done, remember? Man, she was a big star, a big darling of the Democrat Party, going out there and hitting the campaign trail. But see, this is where when you watch and you see this lay out over longer periods of time, you can see it so much clearer, and it can really give you the lay of the land going forward. Hey, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to track all this, guys. And I wish it wasn't this good. I mean, I wish Fang wasn't really a real thing. I wish it was. I wish it was kind of a made up deal. That maybe it was just a one night stand that, that he had gone and done a little thing, or I wish it was cool like that. But see, my problem is that it's not. Ethics Committee investigating Representative Jimmy Gomez over sexual misconduct, including inappropriate sexual contact with a House staffer. Yeah. Cool stuff. The Democrat Socialist of America Steering Committee member Cliff Conley shares hatred of the United States Constitution as the obstacle we finally have to get over to have a revolution. Question. I'm running a little long already, haven't I? Question. Do you have a constitution, Cliff Conley? Just show me yours. Show me what you want, show me what your constitution looks like. I just want to read it. If it's just the Communist Manifesto that's not very creative and you're just following somebody else, which says you're saying you're not because you're your own individual, but communism is only following one person, which is a true dictatorship, which is worse than having a king. But hey, what do I know, Conley? You do, boo. High five, brother. You show me your constitution and I'll show you mine. Let's do it. We'll compare it. I don't know. I like the one that they wrote. I'm cool with it. All right, guys, remember the 10% we do for our neighbor, community, city, county, state, the federal government. The more you do for them, the less they have to do for you. Learn how to be selfless and not so damn selfish. There will be a far, far better place. Remember, hold the line, hold fast, do not give up, do not give in, we'll win. Don't ever give in, guys. The Constitution limits the government, but never limits you. I promise this because I don't make promises I can't keep. And see, when I say that, when I say I make a promise, and I mean that because I don't make promises I can't keep, I'm doing everything I can trying to dissect the behaviors of these people as they go throughout their day and as you try to live your life so that you can somehow feel just a little bit more ahead of the game so you understand the rules and how they're playing it, why they're playing it. And sometimes you just deflect the crap and you move on, and sometimes that's being better than all the rest of the people knowing that they're living in fear and they see all the shadows and all the little things and the fart in the wind that's going to kill us all. Oh, yeah, thanks, Fauci, you big jackass. And he's just the fall guy. He's just the patsy. He's the old guy. Just, I'm going to go out and be dead in a little bit. No big deal. We got to get better, guys. All right, guys, good stuff out there. Good to see everybody. Thank you guys so much for all the great comments out there. And I'm going to get out of here. I'm Jim Price, the Jim Price Show Daily Update. You guys all be good to each other out there, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.